let's kick things off. Want to do some quick intros with our two special guests here. So, Booksy, you want to give a quick intro on yourself?
Yeah, hi. I'm Cluck Norris, Booksy as my non-Chikn name. I am the Deepak architect of Chikn. That's the digital platforms and currencies architect. All things from tokenomics to the basically the way the platform is structured. Basically, before we hand things off to our brilliant full stack engineers, Hen Solo and KFC, if anyone is a part of the Chikn fam in here, you'll know them well. And this is our esteemed master of memetics, barbecue sauce. He's our vibe guy. He's our business developer. He's all things
jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Jack of all trades.
And master of many. You know, he's modest, but
I'm really excited to hear about all of your special skills.
Maybe not all of them.
No. Amazing. Awesome. Thanks for the intro. Yeah, barbecue sauce. You want to give us the real rundown?
Look, that's a pretty good job there. I really appreciate the kind words, Booksy. But yeah, look, crypto degen, been in the space for a long time, and I really am just a jack of all trades. Good at smoking meats as well.
Amazing. Well, excited to have you both on. Thanks for joining. We got Ed Chang, our director of gaming here at Avalabs, which I'm sure you've all heard of quite frequently recently, and our architect for the explosion of gaming on Avalanche coming up, especially with the multiverse announcement too. So,
Huge.
Ed, you want to say hello?
Hey, thanks, Kyle. Thanks for joining us, Chikn team. Super excited to be here. I have been here for just over 3 months. It's felt like a long time. It's been a blast, though, and we're just getting started. So excited to kick this off.
Sweet. Well, yeah, thanks everybody for joining. Don't forget, we were probably going to have a few questions from the audience at the end, but we'll let Ed and the Chikn team take it away on the Q&A.
Awesome. Thanks, Kyle. Let's get right into it. I always love, a good origin story. So Booksy and barbecue sauce. Tell me, how did Chikn come to be? How drunk were you guys when you guys came up with this idea, and why'd you choose Avalanche?
Yeah, I don't know if this is embarrassing for us or not, but we were stone cold sober. We loved the idea of Chikn. Myself and barbecue sauce go way back, actually. I won't dox us too heavily here, but we're old friends in real life, and we've been working together in and out of crypto for a long time. NFTs obviously were a huge part of us starting to really move into the space in a professional capacity, and we'd always been waiting for the right opportunity and the right technology to launch something of our own. Between us, we brought the rest of the team together. It's sort of like, I lived with our fantastic artist Gravy. He's an incredible 3D designer, graphic designer, animator. He's literally got all of the visual arts covered in every way, shape, and form. And I lived with him long ago. And when Barbecue Sauce and I were talking about starting a project, he was obviously the first artist that came to mind, particularly because we're very tongue-in-cheek kind of guys. We really wanted to create a project that was sort of a Trojan horse in nature. I think that was always our understanding from the get-go. We wanted something that was unintimidating, very memetically desirable, something that you just want to have because it looks cool and sounds cool, but has a lot more running under the hood. And so Gravy was our first logical choice, and then he roped his neighbor, who's a mad full stack developer, in. He pulled his business partner in. They've been working in Web 2, like cybersecurity and fintech for a couple of decades now. So yeah, it just honestly was a beautiful chain of events, and to be honest, probably wouldn't have happened if it weren't for the pandemic. That it sort of gave us that little bit of impetus we all needed to try something I guess, risky. Like, let's be honest. If you're gonna like put things in your life on hold and create a startup in this day and age, it is a risk. And I think that was the little nudge we all needed to really start something that we had in our minds for so long. And that's how
Yeah,
Chikn
and
came
I
to be.
think more to the synchronicity of it all was that we'd had some really cool ideas over the last couple of years, and it wasn't really until we dived deep into Avalanche as a blockchain that we thought we could actually pull something like this off. Obviously, Ethereum gas fees being way too high, and a lot of the other kind of layer two solutions just not having the community yet, I guess. And Avalanche just provided that opportunity to build something like Chikn, which was really awesome.
Exactly right. And like, I think we were probably part of the crowd that was poo-pooing NFTs on Ethereum for the longest time. We were old school, not Bitcoin maxis or anything, very much into smart contract implementation. But when NFTs came along and they were just JPEGs, other than your vintage sort of crypto punks and stuff, we were like, yeah, it's cute, it's gimmicky, but like it'll run its course and that'll be a phase of crypto. But it wasn't until we realized, particularly with Avalanche coming along, oh wow, like no, there's some serious potential with ERC 721 contracts and implementing them with lower gas fees and being able to regularly interact with an NFT. And I think, like, hopefully through this discussion, we'll be able to unpack some of the reasons that we think it's time to, I mean, if you haven't already, it's time to really start paying attention to this new wave of NFTs and realize that there's a lot more going on than just games, and there's a lot more going on than just JPEGs.
Nice. That was super eloquent and deep. Thank you for explaining the genesis of Chikn. One thing I think is really cool is that you don't take yourselves too seriously, but it's actually pretty impressive what you guys have built. So I think I remember, seeing Luigi talking about how big he was feeding his chicken and how much he was feeding his chicken. And I started paying attention more. And so, you started with instant utility, like the ability to feed your chicken, convert for feed, watch them grow, and kind of went viral. But then you've also got this farmland piece and other things. So did you guys have this master plan and you just dropped, different parts of the roadmap as you went, or how did that come about?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty well known in our community that like this has been a pretty well thought through plan, and it's just been about execution and timing. Obviously, this is still unfolding. We've got a lot more to come. We've just recently announced Rooster, which is coming out, but we really surprised our community with the addition of farmland into the mix. Farmland obviously being like the first gamified LP farm and your very own plot of land in the metaverse that you can upgrade over time. And I think like some people sort of viewed this as like, oh, well, like, where did that come from? Other people were like, yeah, we knew they were doing something with the LP farming, because like we just sort of kept saying like, yeah, LP contracts are getting audited, guys, like, which is true. They were under audit, but also we were putting a lot of work into how we could do something different with LP farming. And obviously the big sort of, not advantage there, but point of difference being that you're gamifying linear rewards here, so you have the potential to increase your rewards over time as opposed to your share of the pool decreasing over time. But yeah, to answer your question, this is a pretty well thought through project. We've obviously wanted to play with all the stuff that we're playing with, but needed the perfect wrapping for it, and I think Chikn has been just that. It wasn't until one of our full stack devs, Hen Solo, sort of showed us what he'd been cooking up with his own generative art software that he created. He sort of sent through just a mock-up complete example of what he was able to do with layering and sort of algorithmic generation. And it was just this picture of a chicken, not the one we've ended up with, but this random picture of a chicken with glasses and a hat and shoes on. And we all thought it was just the funniest thing we'd ever seen. And then I was like, hang on a minute, this ties in really well. This ties in really well with everything we're wanting to do. So just one of those great things when inspiration strikes, you just gotta grab it and run with it. I think it's similar in any industry, whether you're looking at art, technology, nature, architecture, whatever it is, that ability to just know when you've sort of happened across something a little bit magical.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think, it feels very kind of, under the covers, but it's so interesting what you guys have done to gamify with the LP farms and growing your chicken. And it's something that I think a lot of PFP projects, they go to die on the vine. Like if the art is really cool, maybe some big names are behind it, like you get this initial boost and you can sell for 10x your mint and then you go on your separate way. But the people who are bag holding, like they don't have the best experience. And so yeah, it's super clever. The first that I've seen of it, like, are there other projects or games that you guys drew inspiration from to come up with this, or was this just we are absolutely bored during COVID? Let's see what sticks. Let's see what cool ideas we can bring to the table.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We've drawn inspiration from other projects, but probably in areas that you might not think. Like obviously, a lot of the developments in DeFi have been very inspiring for this project. Like we would not label ourselves as a financial product or as a DeFi product necessarily, but we think there's a lot to be said with the progress that the space has made around proper emission schedules and basically the robust architecture surrounding staking and emissions, and sort of combining that with something that was a really cool PFP project as well. Like we didn't want it to be one or the other. We didn't want it to be this highly technical NFT project that the art was second rate, or that was sort of everything looked kind of similar, or was 8-bit or whatever. We thought like we want to do something different, so we wanted to run with this photorealistic style. We wanted it to stand on its own in terms of artistic merit, which we think Gravy's done an excellent job with. I think a lot of people on first viewing of the Chikn could easily dismiss it as really silly, but like that's part of the beauty. Like we want it to be deceivingly brilliant, I guess, not to toot our own horn, but like the idea of the Trojan horse was always the vision. We wanted this to have constant a constant unwrapping and revealing of the complexities as it goes. I think that's the best way to convey an elaborate project, is step by step, not all at once. And possibly why we haven't seen we've seen an enormous amount of adoption for DeFi, no doubt, and we will continue to, but perhaps why we haven't seen the layman necessarily get into DeFi is because it is quite a handful to digest all at once. It's quite intimidating. So we wanted to create a solution that had people interacting with the same sort of concepts without even knowing that they were. And that's essentially where the whole nature of this project was born out of.
Nice.
To answer your question as well, I think there was a project, I think it was on Phantom, called Rarity Manifested. That was an instance of upgradable NFTs, but there was no scarcity involved. That I really liked how they'd sort of structured their contracts. That drew a bit of inspiration there. There was obviously quite a few different games that had happened on Ethereum before we came along, before Avalanche even came along. Like one's called Wolf Game. These were great in theory, but didn't work out in practice because the tokenomic structure wasn't there. you know, at the end of the day, it always comes back down to supply and demand, inflation and deflation, and they're the principles that we always have to come back to with everything that we create in this ecosystem. And as long as you tick those boxes with everything that you create, you can, in theory, create a really robust ecosystem.
Nice. You've dropped a little bit of a few teasers about what's coming down the pipe, and I do want to get back to them. But I think one other thing I wanted to talk about was, I've been really impressed around the community that's been built around Chikn, the fandom, the people who have come up with some of the most clever names. I'm looking through the leaderboard, and there's El Gordo and Darth Cock and Sir Elongate McCock and Cocky Balboa. The list goes on. I've also seen some really cool stories about people, doing really well through just farming chicken and raising their chickens. Are there any specific anecdotes or stories that really spoke out to you and the team that you can tell the audience here?
Yeah, I've got a few that have come to mind. Barbecue, you got any that are springing to mind for you?
Yeah, there's a few, and definitely for me, it's just been beautiful to watch. I guess the early believers, kind of change their lives to a degree, and I think of Stormy Joe, who's probably one of my OGs who just kept buying chicken at the beginning, and he's distributed them to his daughters and his family, and they're all just farming egg and making a killing off of these digital chickens. So that's probably my favorite. But even One Third Nerd, one of our earliest and strongest community members, he posted a tweet the other day saying that he was able to take his niece and nephew to the store and just say, buy whatever you want, like thanking Chikn, and that really warmed my heart as well. What about you, Booksy?
Yeah, similar. That one really struck a chord with me as well. I think it was GameStop that they went to, and like these game stores aren't cheap, particularly when you're talking about physical items and stuff. And like hell, I'm in America at the moment, and cost of living here is no joke, man. Cost of living is not easy for anyone. Like, I don't know how the middle class does this. Like living anywhere at the moment is expensive, but like it's tough. It's tough, and if we can create something that adds any value to even a handful of people's lives, then I think we've succeeded. But I think like the real blessing is like no one's like a lot of crypto projects. You see a lot of people jumping in just to make a buck, and I don't think that's what's happening here. People are jumping in to make a buck. No, but they're actually jumping in to just be part of the community. And then the sort of the financial reward is secondary. Like you just have to jump in the Discord to know that like most of us are pretty damn good friends, and it's super exciting as well to have the summit around the corner to be able to actually meet some of our community members who have not only been a part of this from day one, but they've been extremely diligent contributors to the project. I feel like all of our community members should be, highly commended on not only their participation, but their contribution to this project and to this ecosystem. I think that's how something like this can really thrive. And I think the reason that that's happened is purely because we started this in a really organic fashion. We didn't pay for any, influencer shills. We didn't sort of pay for followers or Discord members or anything like that. Like we haven't fleshed our numbers out inauthentically. We've just let this thing grow like, I don't want to say like a virus. It's the wrong time to say that, but we've let it catch on its own merit, and as a result, I think the people who have gravitated towards it, A, have a really good sense of humor, and B, the people who have stayed are generally really, really switched on because they realize what we're building here. And we're not ones to spoon feed what we're doing. We sort of put it all out there, and the people who really want to look into it are the ones who, got in and bought Chikn at 1 AVAX when we minted, and then bought more Chikn when it dipped, below one AVAX after mint, and then here we are with a floor price of something like 24 AVAX or something. It's been above 20 for a long time, and I just feel like they deserve every bit of that success that has come their way, and if they don't succeed, we don't succeed. So I think that's the simple principles of creating a really strong community that cares about your project as much as you do. And it's also it's incredible to see how far you can get as a community when you just don't rug your own project. It's pretty much as simple as that. Like, just don't act maliciously. Have trust for your community. Let them have trust for you, and do things the right way. And everyone can stand to make heaps and heaps of money if that's the goal. But B, like, we're making lifelong friends. We're making memories forever, and we're starting our own little revolution over here on Avalanche. And we've got a long way to go, but we're super, super happy with the community that's formed already.
Yeah, I love hearing those stories. Before we move on, just a pop quiz here. Do either of you know the highest price that a Chikn NFT has sold for?
Oh man, it's high. Like, was it like 800 AVAX, 1800 AVAX, or something crazy like that?
Well, I don't know if we've done that, have we?
I think it was an 800. I think there was a big one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ed, do you know?
Definitely. Yeah, do you know it?
I actually do, but I'm actually looking at the website right now. It's 969 AVAX if I'm reading this correctly, which is today about almost $70,000.
And it would have been when AVAX was over 100 as well, like before.
All right, we'll give that to you. Let's just say $100,000.
But
let's do that.
It's crazy. Like, it's crazy to think, but at the same time, like, hey, smart move. Good on him.
Yeah, decent sized chicken. Cool. Moving on. You guys talked about and teased the rooster feature or the rooster drop coming up. Can you speak more about this? Give the audience some alpha. That's what we're all here for.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've got a lot of alpha rolling out over the next couple of weeks before it lands, but obviously the Chikn ecosystem wouldn't be complete without I guess a breeding partner in Rooster. And breeding is certainly not even the first and foremost feature that we're spruiking from these NFTs. They are going to be experts in battle for our play and earn offering and our active gameplay that's coming later this year. But also, just as with Chikn, they will be incredibly useful when it comes to the idle gameplay of the Chikn ecosystem. They will have their own emissions token. Obviously, it won't be egg. Chikn are the only NFTs that will ever lay egg. But Rooster will produce their own emissions token, and they will consume egg or eat egg. It sounds a bit sadistic to some people, but Chikn and roosters actually do eat eggs. So, it's biologically sound, scientifically sound, covered our bases, but it's also great for the ecosystem. That's the whole purpose of egg, is to be this foundational layer for other upgradable NFTs to basically bootstrap into the ecosystem off of. And with Rooster, we are setting an example for how our launchpad called Ignite is going to work. Essentially, we're going to be after Rooster, after sort of this next phase, we're going to be introducing third-party NFTs into the ecosystem, both new NFTs and existing NFTs. That's probably some of the biggest alpha I can give you. They don't have to be existing on AVAX either. So, use your imaginations there. We're working tirelessly to basically bring as many quality projects as we can into this upgradable NFT revolution. We think basically gone are the days of sort of stagnant JPEGs, and the technology is here on AVAX to apply this sort of upgradable NFT culture, and we want to help people achieve it. So, hey, any communities out there that are listening, any community members of any fantastic NFT projects on Ethereum or other chains, please feel free to reach out to us. We're here to gamify all quality NFT projects, and we do that with our egg token. Essentially, it's with our assistance and our smart contract technology that we're able to help any NFT project become an upgradable NFT project. They don't have to launch their own emissions token through that, but it definitely helps in constant engagement and upgradability. It just helps you drive the future of your project in ways that I can't see not existing from this point on, to be honest. Like once you let the toothpaste out of the tube, it's pretty hard to put it back in. So, we've seen that the power of an NFT that people can interact with daily. Firstly, how the connection that you build with that NFT, but secondly, the fact that you're actively adding value to that NFT. And we're going to see, the first fantastic example of this with our own offering in Rooster.
Nice. You just threw a lot of information at the audience. Let's start with Rooster. So, can you confirm that there will only ever be 10,000 chickens?
Can confirm. Only 10,000 chicken.
Okay.
And
then how many roosters are going to be dropped? Can you share that?
Whoa, can we drop that barbecue? I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe we can.
Let's go to the next question.
It's not too different. It's not too different from chicken. Let's put it that way.
Okay, then you mentioned that the roosters and chickens could mate. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
And so what, the offspring is more roosters then, or TBD?
Incorrect.
Okay.
Yeah, TBD.
Okay. Do you have a rough timeline for when roosters are going to drop?
Roosters are dropping on the 31st of March.
Okay. That's shortly after Barcelona Summit. And then
Exactly
you talked about, and if I hear you correctly, you're taking this whole platform or this technology of upgradable NFTs and the gamification and the LP and DeFi elements, and you're taking it out on the road. You're looking to bring on new projects, be that central marketplace, have egg as that unifying token. Is that correct?
Exactly right. We'll be bringing it worldwide, baby.
I feel like you guys are throwing elbows in this community here, and that there's other NFT marketplaces. There's going to be a rumble in the animal kingdom, when it comes to platforms.
And let me be clear, we're certainly not here to be in competition with any third party marketplaces. We think we can work very synergistically with them. Our approach is certainly not marketplace first. It's very much contract implementation first, and we want to be the catalyst for bringing quality projects from chains like Ethereum over to Avalanche to reinvigorate them, to give them a second life. And that, as we know, that's close to a $40 billion industry over on Ethereum. We got a long way to go to catch up to there on Avalanche, and there is no reason we can't do it on this chain. We actually have more possibilities here, and that sounds, a little arrogant, but hey, the proof's in the gas fees, the proof's in the number of transactions that are being accomplished at the moment. The throughput is there, particularly, and we'll get to it in a minute, particularly with the addition of subnets.
There you go. You just said the magic word, subnets. For those of you in the audience that aren't aware of subnets, this is probably, the biggest push that Avalanche is going to be making this year. Subnets basically allow you the ability to roll your own L1 as a service on top of the main Avalanche blockchain. So you can do things like have your own custom gas token. So, Booksy was talking about the egg token. That could be the gas token that you use on the private subnet. You can designate your own validators. You can set your own custom gas rules. The sky's the limit. So we did just announce a $290 million multiverse incentive program focused around subnets. DeFi Kingdoms is the first one that was announced. So super exciting. Tell us a little bit about the subnet vision for Chikn. and what it's called, of course.
Absolutely. And like, I just want to say a huge congratulations, firstly, to um, Avalanche at large for the implementation of subnets. I think it's going to rival any other blockchain and any similar implementation. And I think it's relatively simple to understand as well, the way that the validation system works and the way that the nodes operate, these subnets. I think it's simple to understand, simple to implement, very elegant, and also allows for enormous throughput. So congratulations to Avalanche, and we're just so pumped to be here at this point in time. Obviously, subnets were a large reason that we chose to develop on Avalanche, and now seeing, this was before this program that you've announced was ever even in the pipeline. So I think it's an incredible initiative that you're putting out there. That's going to make not only Avalanche explode, but just the adoption of gaming, NFTs, DeFi, everything that can really benefit from their own custom subnet with custom gas token, but B, any project that's going to benefit from high usability, and it's obviously going to free up the C chain even more to continue running as smoothly as it has been. In our use case, obviously, yes, the vision is to have egg as the custom gas token, and the title of our subnet is called the blockchain. Very tongue-in-cheek, very on theme, very on brand, but at the same time, we think it resonates with people. Obviously, being sort of very very tightly linked to the blockchain. We want to keep our tongue-in-cheek sort of theme running through all of our products, but this is going to be no joke. Like, if we can pull this off the way that we envision it, we think there's going to be, basically an ever expanding Chiknverse that will live on the blockchain, and we really want it to be the premium standard subnet on Avalanche for upgradable NFTs. That's the goal. That's the vision. And it's only a matter of time before we achieve it, we think.
Nice. It's been quite a journey seeing the evolution from PFP to gamified DeFi to farmland and all these other announcements in the subnet. So congratulations. I also think that every time you use a chicken pun, I think we get 10 more listeners. So just keep them coming. The other thing that you had mentioned was, I believe you said cockfighting. Can you explain a little bit about that mode and what you're thinking?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, this is an important aspect to distinguish, that we obviously we're really happy with the progress we've made so far with our idle gameplay in Chikn and our ecosystem. We do have a long way to go with our active gameplay. Our first offering of which is going to be Cockfight. This is a PvP type scenario where you can use Chicken or Rooster to battle it out on chain, and we're very focused on it being a great on-chain experience. We think there's a reason that people love playing on-chain games versus, like, it's a completely different market, and it needs to be said that on-chain games and off-chain games are of a different ilk. They have a different flavor to one another. It's in a similar fashion to audiences who prefer playing mobile platform games versus PS4 or Xbox. I think these things are they can coexist really nicely, but they have to sort of be fueled by the technology they're built on. And that's why we think it's important to sort of really flesh out this idle gameplay first, and get our foundation set, and then have things like Cockfight really flourish on top of all the solid tokenomic structures we have in place, the architecture we have in place, and the idle gameplay that sits behind the scenes.
Nice. And so when do you think we'll be able to get a preview of that battle mode of Chikn?
Well, seeing as Q1's nearly at an end, and we're very focused on obviously the summit and then the launch of Rooster on the 31st of March, we'll absolutely say Q2 for more info on Cockfight. But it's high on the list of priorities, and as you well know, Ed, the gaming space on Avalanche is just booming at the moment, and like, I mean, we've seen the tip of the iceberg in the public eye. Like there is so much coming to Avalanche, there really is, and there's so many eyes on it. Like I don't know if anyone here is in the audience living in New York, you only have to catch the subway to know that Avalanche is everywhere. Like it's being plastered all over the subway, man. Like I'm just a country kid from Australia, but like coming here and you know, catching the subway and seeing that sort of level of advertising, I'm like, oh shit, like maybe people know about this. And then like I'm in a coffee shop and two guys are talking about how they own Avalanche and they love it, and I'm like, this thing's for real. Like this thing's catching on, and it's reminding me a lot of being in Ethereum early days. Only it has the ability to really bootstrap a huge gaming economy. And I think that's why developers of serious clout are starting to really turn their eyes towards Avalanche to sort of have their first foray into crypto. And with that, we want to be, you know, really open to the developers that are coming here, open to opportunities that are arriving on Avalanche, and stay fluid. You know, we've got our plans. We're definitely going to accomplish them, but at the same time, we want to basically include as much collaboration in our innovating and our sort of adaptation as possible.
Nice. I think you showed Avalanche harder than I could and better than I could. So thank you for that.
Not at all, mate. It's your good
question
work.
for you. You guys are going to Summit. Tell me about what we can expect from Chikn at Summit. Do you have any surprises in store? Anything people should be doing to prepare?
I mean, we've got an amazing boat party happening that just got announced. There's quite a few sponsors for that. I can see the Pango boys are in here. They're sponsors. Sobol is throwing this boat party that we're sponsors of. It's going to be wild. I think the whole summit is going to be wild. It's really shaping out to be quite the event. And in Barcelona, I mean, come on, it doesn't get any better than that. I'm so excited to go to Spain, and yeah, you can definitely expect some surprises from the Chikn team, definitely. And we'll be presenting a workshop there, hopefully spreading the good word of Chikn, sharing some more alpha for our existing community, but also just being as open and inclusive of any Avalanche members or the broader community that may not have heard of us. I think it's very easy to sit inside our echo chamber and go like, oh wow, like we're doing so well, everyone knows about us, but that's not the reality. Like the reality is we've barely scratched the surface of our potential audience, and we've really got to keep grinding. I mean, for years to sort of reach the type of adoption that we're seeking, and the Avalanche Summit is really like a big milestone for us en route to doing that. And you know, again, thank you, Ed, for your help in our sort of inroads into the Avalanche ecosystem, but also in making our presence at the summit possible.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see what you guys have in store. Yeah, with that was all the questions that I had. Thank you guys for stepping us through that. I want to open the floor up for questions now from the listeners. So if you've got a question for the team, go ahead and request, and I'm going to hand the mic over to Kyle.
Yeah, this is very awesome. Thank you so much. Let's let some people up here. I see Penguin actually requested to jump on here. If you guys want to come on and say hello and ask a question. Let's see if we can get this working. All right, go ahead. Looks like you're on mute still.
Yeah, hey guys. Sorry, short delay on adding me up to the stage. Just wanted to expand on what Booksy said. Hey Booksy, it's Ken. So
Hey, Ken.
the boat party that the Booksy referenced for Chikn is a collaboration between several projects on Avalanche. So those are Pangolin, Lost Worlds, which is a location-based NFT project, Ava Launch, A Ventures, several others, including Chikn, and what Booksy left out was that all of you have an opportunity to come. So the primary way to get access is to participate in Avalanche Summit. You'll be able to earn a ticket potentially by participating in an NFT scavenger hunt throughout the Avalanche Summit at the venue itself. So you can't actually buy a ticket. You have to show up, come to Summit, and look for using Lost World's NFT platform where you can mint NFTs in this scavenger hunt on site, on venue. And if you're fortunate enough, you'll earn a ticket to a 3-hour boat tour, which is essentially an epic party for 3 hours, with all these projects, 230 people on a boat. So I just wanted to add that detail. I'll stop now. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thank you for the added context there. It's gonna be awesome.
Thanks, Ken. Thanks for the grabbing the baton there. I appreciate it. And that's hype. Like, boat parties are hype anyway. Boat parties in Barcelona. Come on, that'll be awesome. And more to the point, that's the night before we present our workshop, I believe. So we're gonna have to try to be really well behaved on what's going to be, no doubt, an epic night.
Definitely gonna be epic. Excited for that. All right, let's let another one up here. Butcher, I know you requested a while ago, so let's grab you up here and see if you got a question for the Chikn team.
Yeah, I got a quick question for the Chikn team. Can you guys break down farmland for me? Will you be adding other tokens that they can farm? Break that whole down for me. Thank you.
Butcher, legend. Awesome question. Really, really good question. Yes, in short. Obviously, at the moment, the gamified LP farming on your very own farmland is happening at the moment with AVAX Egg LP, and you're farming the feed token. In time, there will be heaps more pairs. There will be heaps more reward tokens. Obviously, there only be a certain number from within our own ecosystem. But once we start introducing third-party NFTs into the mix, obviously you can understand that there'll be a lot more scope for a lot more pairs, also a lot more rewards tokens at play. Again, we don't feel that this product offering clashes at all or detracts from the current LP farms that exist on Avalanche. We already think the ones that exist are doing an incredible job. We have no desire to try to become a standard LP farm. This type of farming is a completely gamified experience, one where you can control your destiny, so to speak. You can actively upgrade your own LP farm so that you can earn more rewards over time, as opposed to a diminishing percentage of a pool. Having said that, pools are very cool for a lot of investors in the space. But I think in terms of community merit and rewarding participation and things like that, I think this product offering is one that we're really excited to make, and it's an important addition to the space. So thank you for your question, Butcher, and I hope that's answered it for you.
Yeah, that was perfect. Can I ask something else, or is it over?
Yeah, go for it real quick.
I was gonna ask. I was reading the paper about farmland, and can you go into the airdrops? What will be getting airdropped to the farmland? Or I know you guys are mysterious. You don't want us to know yet.
Yeah, you're spot on there. I can't tell you exactly what or what isn't going to be airdropped, but basically we have hinted at the fact that farmland are a really important tool in our ecosystem for delivering airdrops and rewards to the community. Essentially, it's just, again, we try to make our product offerings make sense for people who are new to crypto. And I think the idea that if you have a bigger block of land that has been, upgraded to be a bigger size than others, then you would have more land and a higher percentage chance for an airdrop to land on your land versus someone else's. So that's the idea behind that. Basically, airdrops will be weighted according to the size of your farmland. So there is definitely incentive there to continue to grow your farmland. Obviously, first incentive of which being like everyone just wants to see what traits are on their farmland, which tiles they unveil every time they upgrade, roughly every 5 levels, and that's obviously like one aspect to keeping people playing the game of revealing their farmland. But the idea that down the road, a lot of our airdrops and rewards will be distributed in this method, I think will be equal incentive for people to continue to expand their land.
All right, man. Thank you so much for having me up here. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Butch.
Awesome. Thanks for the questions. All right, we got the next one up here. Hoop Dreams. I know you requested a little while ago. Let's see if you can jump on. You're on mute right now if you want to ask a question.
What's the word? What's going on?
What's going on?
Nothing much. Let's lighten this puppy up. I don't got too many scientific questions for these cats, but I think we need to come back to that party atmosphere. And I heard them say they were going to go business casual, and I feel like it just needs to be a party. So I need to know, how easy are you guys taking it? Or are you really going to let your hair down? Because I'm going to be there, and I'm expecting you guys to really get down, barbecue chicken and Booksy.
Hey, you know it, man. I think it's going to be a matter of business at the front, party at the back, if you know what I'm saying. Like,
They're
I
Aussies.
think
kind of like a mullet.
Know.
You saying? So you guys are going mullet style, party style, mullet style.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't be Aussie if we weren't going mullet style, am I right? And like, hell,
Amen.
Let me tell you, Barbecue Sauce has one killer mullet. I know he doesn't want to dox himself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You'll see it one day, I promise.
No, I'm going to see your ass in like a few weeks. I'm going to be able to pick it out if you're in Barcelona.
Definitely, man.
I might have to shave it real quick.
No, don't shave it. I need to know who it is. But that's all I got for you guys, man.
Thanks, Hoop Dreams. And for anyone who doesn't know, Hoop does some mad live spaces with our community and obviously with the NFT community on Avalanche at large. He's an incredible contributor. And hey, we love your work, brother, and thanks for that.
Hey, man, that's all you guys. You guys doing what you're doing has made the community take initiative in ways that maybe they might not have. I know my guy Chicken Whale God down there is kind of I don't know, shy, not the most outspoken cat. And I know that through doing some of these spaces and through Chicken, that's brought him out. So you guys have planted the seed, and then it's opened up everybody to take initiative in the community. And that's what real community is. So I appreciate you guys.
Hey, man, thank you. Like, that's all the credit to you guys. I think like all we can do is try to empower you where we can, but hey, you empower us every day. So thank you.
My man, appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you, Hoop Dreams. Love you.
Thank you. Love you too,
man.
dog. You too, brother. I'll see you soon. Keep the mullet.
You got it.
Thank you. All right, let's go to Naldo. Naldo, you were up next. Go ahead.
Hey, how you guys doing? I just wanted to ask, what type of necessary measures are you guys taking, for the community and the people on the outside looking in to get involved with Chikn? Because I know a lot of people missed out on, minting Chikn and things like that. And I know Rooster is coming as well, so I'm kind of excited for that. But is there anything else other than that?
Absolutely, man. We believe a lot of people have noted that our product rollout is happening at quite a clip, at quite a fast pace. And we want that to be the case because A, we want to ride the momentum that we've built, but B, we want to constantly be introducing new entry points for new community members to come into the project. our existing community wants to see that, as well as everyone who's on the outside looking in. Farmland was that extra addition to tide us over. And hey, like there's actually still some farmland that you can mint. Obviously, this was a very stealth process that happened in the background. Obviously, it's for the diligent farmer, but if you're planning to get into the ecosystem at any point, you're going to want a farmland. You can have several if you want to speculate, or if you want a particular type of farmland or a certain rarity. But we definitely recommend everyone who wants to be in the ecosystem goes and mints a farmland. That they're still available at chikn.farm/mint. That's chikn.farm/mint. And that was our second, obviously, little entry point. It's not for everyone because you have to mint it in JLP, which is quite a unique way to mint an NFT. Essentially, it involves locking up some LP in egg and AVAX as the pair, and then coming back to Chikn Farm and burning that LP. So you never get it back. We don't get access to it. We don't profit from that mint. It's purely for the benefit of the liquidity of egg and for the ecosystem at large. And it's a very cool NFT, and it's going to continue to do its thing as a utility to the ecosystem. Second to that, obviously, Rooster will be at a price point that is very welcoming of newcomers. We're gamifying the mint in a way that we have not revealed yet, but essentially it will allow for current participants of the ecosystem to benefit adequately. We do believe that there should be certain rewards in place to basically encourage the participation that has occurred so far. Obviously, you have to reward existing members. I think that's just common courtesy in projects, but a lot of projects do forget to create that price point and that introductory point for new members to an ecosystem. We don't want to get to that stage where we feel like we've already #made it. We think we've got a long way to go. We're continuing to stay humble, and it's feedback like yours just now, Naldo, that reinforces the point that you need to constantly create these entry points for new users. We're not a closed ecosystem. We never want to be a closed ecosystem. So, there will be an opportunity, a big opportunity with Rooster to get in, and there will be plenty of opportunities beyond there as well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Appreciate
Awesome.
you, man.
Thanks for the question. All right, next up we have Vic. Vic, I know you requested a little while ago. See if this works. Go ahead. Looks like you're still on mute. If you want to go ahead and ask a question. All right, let's try the next one while we wait there. Also, as a reminder, you have to be on mobile to be a speaker on Spaces. So, let's get the next one up here. Hungry Shark. It's all you. All right, go for it.
Hungry Shark.
Can you try it out?
Are you asking Hungry Sharks, or are you still on Vic? Sorry, I missed something.
No, go.
My bad.
Go ahead. It's all
you. Hey. Thanks, guys. I'm so happy you're doing this. And I was just, there's some music playing. Oh, okay, there we go. A lot of us are in a lot of different Discords, and I don't think it's controversial to say that a huge part of a project's success is like the community that builds up and the tone of a Discord. And I think the Chikn Discord is sort of very remarkable in how great it is, how friendly people are, how welcoming they are to newcomers, how quickly a question that's been asked a million times gets answered by not just a mob, but someone in the community. And I was just wondering, sort of, to what do you attribute the success of maintaining such a positive atmosphere? And sort of what's the secret sauce of how Chikn has fostered such a wonderful community?
Yeah, I'll get that. I think,
barbecue sauce. If we're talking about secret sauce, it's got to be barbecue sauce. Right?
I think that was just something we really aimed to achieve at the beginning. I remember around the time of the mint, having this kind of ethos of, if anyone gets upset, like, we just smother them in love and kindness, and just create that atmosphere. So if anyone does have a question, we always have time, and I think just modeling that to our community, and I think everyone just kind of got on board, and why wouldn't you want to, right? Like, everyone loves to feel loved and give love. So yeah, like, we did set out to create that kind of space, and it's been beautiful to watch it grow. And like, I don't just say this, like, every day I just get caught just by how grateful I am for how loving the community is. And anytime a new member comes, we see that yellow name, like, everyone will just jump to help them out and answer questions. And like, obviously it's the people in there too, but yeah, it's just really beautiful how it's grown.
Yeah, and just to add to that, like, obviously, Hungry Shark, bro, you've been there since early days. You've also got an amazing project on this chain. I think it's the nature of AVAX and Avalanche that's been laid before we were here, and we want to pay respect to everyone who sort of was here building community before we were here. But secondly, yeah, to echo barbecue sauce, we set out to really set the tone and set the tone of kindness, and sort of openness as well. We never want to pretend like we're a complete finished community. We want to constantly grow, and the way we do that is to constantly help each other out. From One Third Nerd, who was our first ever moderator, he's in this chat right now. He came in and started sharing the tales of his real life chicken farm, and we were like, who is this guy? Like, what a legend. Like, he actually just owns real life chickens, saw that there was a project about chicken, jumped in the Discord. Turns out he was a legend. Has started, just contributing endlessly to this community, has sort of forged his own path in the Avalanche community and the chicken community as a result. And, chicken whale god, far out. Like, talk about spotting a project that you believed in and just going hard at it. Like we've got literally the kindest whales of any project, and that tells you all you need to know. Like, it really does. Like, they're generous, they're giving, not only with like the NFTs they own, the money that they have, but their time. They commit time and energy to this project and to this community. And I think everyone's constantly giving back, and that's what happens when you sort of set the foundations in the way that we all have, not just the team, but the initial community as well. But thank you for the observation, and thank you for always being there, mate. Really appreciate you.
Thank you for keep up the good work, yeah, I love to see where this is going. Thanks a lot, guys.
Awesome, thank you. It's been an amazing chat. We can all hear now how the community is such a pillar of what you guys are building, and the support that you have for the entire ecosystem and the growth of everything that's going on. And I'm sure everybody here is looking forward to everything that's to come soon, and also what's going to go down at Summit. So we're going to wrap it up here, but we're going to have to do this again. We're going to have to set this up and do this regularly, and just get all the alpha and let the community chime in more. So sorry we couldn't get to all the questions, but we all got to jump off here. Just a reminder for Avalanche Summit, if you are coming, really amazing to see you all. If you can't make it, we're going to be live streaming lots of the workshops, panels, keynotes, everything that you can do. So stay tuned for more information on our Twitter account and the Telegram on how we're going to live stream all the summits. So those who can't make it can watch and see all the great speakers and panels. So before we wrap up, wanted to give Booksy and Barbecue Sauce here a chance for some final words.
Thank you, brother. And thank you very much, Kyle. Thank you, Ed. Thank you to Avalanche, to Ava Labs, to the organizers of the summit. This is going to be a wild ride to the end of March. And we'll say that congratulations till after it. But thank you to our entire community, to everyone listening. Upgradable NFTs are the future of NFTs and of gaming. Like, let's all ride this revolution together. It's going to be an awesome 2022 and beyond.
Yeah, exactly what he said. And if you're new to Chikn, if you haven't interacted with us yet, like, jump in the Discord, come say hello. We'd love to meet you.
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for joining. We're gonna put this chat up on YouTube here in the next couple days, and we'll release it out so everyone can re-listen and get all the info again, because I know there was a lot here. But thank you again. Really proud of what you guys have built. Really excited to see the future of upgradable NFTs and of the Chikn ecosystem. So thank you for joining us, and thanks everybody else for hopping on. And we will see you all at Summit. Take care.